Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Thursday, April the 8th, and welcome to our video commentary. Well, there's a lot of talk about the new legislation in Georgia, the voting rights legislation. In Texas, we're about to do the same thing or something similar. Other states are looking into similar legislation. And as far as I'm concerned, this is a vote integrity legislation. This is not about taking anybody's rights away. In fact, if you look at the legislation, you will see that much of the garbage going around is just exactly that. It's pure garbage. It's just total, complete garbage about a piece of legislation that doesn't take your right to vote away or doesn't restrict your right to vote away. It simply makes it more difficult to cheat. And that's what the legislation is all about. But the question many of you are asking, I'm sure, and I'm asking too, is why is it that all of a sudden a piece of legislation in Georgia becomes a national debate? Also one here in Texas. What is it that is really driving all of this? Well, I've come to the conclusion that it's two things. The Democrats are getting very uncomfortable about two things. Number one, the price of gasoline. The fact is that if you're a family, you remember that on the last day of the Trump administration, you were paying, at least on a national average, about $2.25 for gasoline. Today, you're paying a lot closer to $2.75. It's a lot higher than that in other states. I'm just looking at a national average. And what that means is 50 cents a gallon more, which is, a lot of money. If you're thinking about a 20-gallon tank, that's 10 bucks more than you're paying now than you were paying in January. And that hurts the families. The other issue that the Democrats are avoiding like crazy is the situation on the border, a totally chaotic situation that just seems to be getting worse and worse every single day because they have no solution for the problem. Their only solution is let more people in and hope that nobody covers the story. So those two issues, the situation on the border and the gasoline prices, are, I think, the driving reasons as to why the Democrats are trying to change the subject and trying to play the race card with respect to the piece of legislation in Georgia, as well as the one here in Texas. I don't think it's going to work, but I would encourage the Democrats, if they believe that the legislation in Georgia or the legislation in Texas discriminates, what they ought to do is take it to the courts and take it to a federal court and say, hey, this legislation discriminates. Now, they haven't done that in Georgia. I don't think they're going to do it anywhere else. Again, because as I said a minute ago, the issue here is not the legislation. The issue here is trying to change the subject because gasoline prices and the situation on the border is starting to hurt the Democrats. Thank you for watching. And if today is your birthday, happy birthday. Bye-bye, everybody.